So, Coach, start with the preseason poll. You guys are picked fourth. What are your impressions of that? And coming off the playoff year, you have to like the respect you get around the league.
Well, I do think that we have probably more people coming back than maybe the average fan might know, but we have 15 or 16 guys that are returning starters in reality. Now, we have lost a couple of both our offensive tackles who were both 3- and 4-year starters, so those guys will be difficult to replace. And on the defensive side of the ball, it's probably at linebacker that we have the biggest holes, but we got a lot of guys coming back that can play. And on offense, everybody talks about Joe, and Joe deserves a lot of credit, there's no question, but Kyle Lewis is probably one of the most explosive players in this conference, and we are expecting him to be that. He needs to be close to a 1,000-yard rusher and close to 600 or 700 yards receiving, and then add to that what he can do with the kick returns. I mean, his all-purpose yardage should be quite high, and he can really run. So we're excited about that. And everybody talks about Khalil Jenkins as the quarterback. How good is he? Well, if you watched our Portland State game 2 years ago, the kid was a true freshman, and he came in and we scored 35 points. So obviously our expectations are extremely high for him. He's athletic. He's probably a combination of the last 3 guys we've had between Andre Broadus, Chris Brown, and Daniel Graves. He's 6'1.5", about 210 pounds, and really one of the better athletes maybe in our school. So we're expecting big things from him, so we'll see what he does with the opportunity. Defensively, I think that all of us in this room want to improve on defense. I mean, it's just the nature of college football, but the game has changed and the rules have changed, and it's allowed offenses to do some things which really jeopardize what you do on defense. But there's no question we need to be better on defense, and I think that we probably have the most underrated defensive lineman in the league in Fino LSI. I think he's poised and ready to have a year where he's going to be extremely difficult to deal with, and that's going to help us as far as between the tackles. I think our secondary is going to be improved. I think the experience is going to help them. So it's really going to be about what we do at inside linebacker and what they can bring to the table. If we can replace Chris Santini and Joe Gigantino, I feel real strongly that we'll be a better defense, which adds up, hopefully, to us winning some football games.
The way that last year ended for you guys, was that a motivating factor?
Probably, it's one of the top 2 losses that I've probably had to deal with in a long career, and the fact that I do think it's difficult to beat a team twice in 1 year. I think they're going to be better prepared to play us with what we do because they had prepared and maybe learned from what they did well. And I give University of Santa a lot of credit. They outplayed us that night. There was no question about it. But I also think the weather did play a factor. And when you have a home game in San Luis Obispo, you're not expecting 3 and 4 inches of rain. And that field was really, for us, unplayable because we need to be an East and West team at certain points in times on offense, but it made us one directional, and now it's not a triple option. It's give the ball to the fullback and pray. Right. And we didn't play well on defense, and we didn't play well on offense, and they did. And you could see it in their eyes that they had a lot more confidence as the game went on, and I give them a tremendous amount of credit. But like I said before, getting to the playoffs is a great thing, but losing like we did in that game and having an opportunity maybe to go do something special was pretty frustrating. So hopefully our players are learning that every game's important. If you beat them last time, it doesn't mean you're going to beat them this time. And I think one of the things that we've all learned in this room, and I know our program has, is beating them does not win the championship anymore. I mean, as good a program as they still have at the University of Montana, you better be able to play the 8-game schedule that you have and to win a championship in this league, because everybody's gotten better.
There's no doubt everybody's got better. You mentioned Khalil Jenkins having now Daniel Graves coach him. How much of that is developing?
I really think they had a great relationship as players, and I have really seen the trust build now that it's a player-coach relationship. I think their friendship will last forever, but I think that, before I did it, I brought Khalil in and told him I was thinking about doing it, and he goes, that would be the best thing that could happen for me and for us, I think, right now. So he was involved in the decision. I think Dano's really excited, and I think he's got a tremendous future as a football coach, and this is going to be a great challenge for him to be 23 years old and truly a full-time college Division I football coach, coaching a guy that he played with just a year ago. But he's ready, he's mature enough, and he's going to handle it. And I think that you're going to see Khalil blossom, because we have a guy that this is nothing against Justin Wood or the guys we've had doing it. He's played the position. Justin played quarterback, yeah, but he played the pro style offense. The things we're going to ask Khalil to do, Dano's done and had to do, and he knows the pluses and the minuses of it. We're learning from Dano as we speak. So I think all those things are great things for us.
Offensive line, it seems like Joey Cooperman is deservedly so one of the premier guys in the league. How much does having a guy, especially help it?
Yeah, because he's all about. He tells everybody what we're doing. I mean, so him and the quarterback have to be on the same page as who we're not blocking too. So it's really important to have a guy with his experience and his football intelligence. And he's one of those guys that he walked in the room right now. I was thinking about bringing him just so I bring him in here because you guys would all look around and go, "That's really him." He's 6'1", he's 290 pounds, great guy, he's a really smart kid, but his aggressive attitude, you would never know when he walked in and sat down and talked to you. But when he snaps his helmet on, he's as tough a football player as I've coached. So having him back from a mentality standpoint, an intellectual standpoint of what we're doing, his leadership role, he's invaluable. He's as valuable as any quarterback we've had.
Speaking of tough, Joe Pro, where have you seen that?
Well, I think his maturity, is growing. He's married with 2 children. I mean, he's not your normal Cal Poly student. Let's put it that way. He's not very social. I don't know if you got that talking to him. He's just not the most outgoing guy. He's all about. I mean, his life is his wife and his 2 daughters and football. And if he can get a degree from Cal Poly, that's going to be a huge plus for him. But he wants to play professional football, and I hope he gets the opportunity because he's worked hard enough for it. And I think if I had to say one area that I've seen him improve, it's his work ethic in the offseason. He's been a great high school football player. He's been a great college football player for us. But now his body, I mean, he is as strong. And I never would have thought I would have saw his body be as cut as it is right now. And at that position, it's going to be real important because of the punishment that he has to take. So we couldn't have – we really, that's – if you could draw a picture of what we want behind the quarterback, that's him.
He looks good right now, that's for sure. Just as a program overall, I know you guys have had some success, but how do you harness this now and make it a consistent thing?
Yeah, I think we've been in the hunt every year. Even the year we went 3-5, we had a chance, and we lost some. The thing we need to do is 2 things, and we need to be able to play with the big boys that are in the room and all those things. But I think we also need to realize that everybody's good, and I think our guys sometimes have the attitude that we're playing Montana and we play at this level, and we play somebody else and we play there, and that's not good enough in this conference to do it. You have to play week in and week out, and that's one of the growing pains I think that we've had since we've gotten in the league is to be able to be consistently good for 11 weeks. It's a difficult task for anybody, but I think that with what we do on offense and who we are on offense, everybody says that it wears them out. Our guys, by the you get to week 8, 9, and 10 the way we play, the physical style we play, we as coaches need to do a better job maybe of monitoring how physical we are at certain points in the season. And I think that without losing that edge is the tough question. But I think that that's number one, and I think that, number 2 is just the fact that we need to keep up with everybody and what's going on the defense. Our defense needs to improve, and if we can improve on defense, Joe said it pretty well yesterday to me. If you look at our losses last year, I think Weber State beat us 22-15 or something like that. 22 points, we should win. Really, if you look at it, and even in North Dakota, I think it was 27-21. We hold 27's our number. Yes. And if we do that in 2 of our losses, that's not good. So we realize that it's a team game, and if we ever get it all together at the same time, offense and defense, then we can become something that could be consistently something special in the Big Sky.